Welcome back to My Unpopular Opinion. Thank you for tuning in. I'm happy to have you. It is no coincidence that you clicked on this video, but since you're here, I guarantee there's something that you will like that I will say, or I will give you a different perspective if you stick around and listen. Out of all the channels doing the same thing, you chose to click on this video. I believe that everything is divine, and that's really part of the theme of my channel. So people who've been here, they already know. This is a place for unpopular opinions, and I welcome everyone who is a free thinker and who has their own brains and who don't see things the way that everyone else sees them. We know that people have always taught us that majority rules in life, and in reality, that is not true. Whatever the majority is choosing is usually wrong, and whatever the minority is choosing is usually right. And I'm always on the opposite end. Whoever people hate, I generally love them because I see the alternative view and I see what I believe is the truth within the situation. I think a lot of people have a bandwagon mindset. So if you are a bandwagon person, I really don't want you here, but the only way I will want you here is so that you can come and learn something and learn to be a free thinker and use your critical thinking skills, okay? So that's going to be the whole new slogan for this channel. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. The first thing I want to talk about is obviously Nicki Minaj. So Nicki celebrated her son's 4th birthday the other day, and it just was so cute. The pictures were so nice, so wholesome. You know, whenever Nicki shows her family, her child, her mothering, it's always such a wholesome thing no matter what people try to do. And I really want to commend Nicki for being able to keep that wholesomeness and that sweetness about her, even in the midst of battles and like going through all the stuff that she goes through and the hate and everything, you know. But in a recent interview with that guy that she said whose breath smelled like hot wings, she did give him some very great advice. And she said, like, it's really important, and I'm paraphrasing, but that it's really important to be able to still keep something pure about yourself no matter what's going on around you, right? And that's what she's been able to do. So she practices what she preaches. So she posted her son, and we know that whenever she posts anything about her son, her family, the internet and the haters just run rampant, okay? They just get so riled up and angry and upset. It's like they don't want Nicki to have anything happy in her life, and that is why they're so angry, because not only does she has everything. No matter who hates on her, she has everything that she's ever wanted. She wanted the success and the career. She worked for it and she got it. She got that #1 spot and she still has it. But not only is she the #1 female rapper of all time with the best-selling tour from a female rapper, now she's the 13th biggest pop star or of the century, right? Which I feel like she's higher than that. She has all these amazing things, but she also has been able to find peace and solace in her home life too. So she has the love from her family now, but she also has the success. And I just think it's amazing. And she has her home base with her barbs too. So that's one of the main reasons that everyone is so upset at Nicki, because they want her to have nothing. And to me, that is just vile, vicious, disgusting, and dirty. But so many people, we live in such a nasty world where people have such nasty spirits. And, you know, I know some people are like, how are you so passionate about someone you don't know? And da 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 da. Because I'm a spiritual person. And when you're spiritual, you see things differently. You know, the other day I was looking at a picture of Nicki and just her family and all the stuff. And I really wanted to cry for this woman. And I know that sounds a bit much, but I wanted to cry because I really got a glimpse of just what she deals with, you know, on the level of being attacked. And the attacks are not even substantial. They're attacks that are happening, like she said, corporate giants and machines going against her. So they hate that she has something lovable or something that she loves and that loves her back. You know, her son is just such a pure place for her. And I really hope that she can continue to protect and shield him in every way possible from this vile, vicious world that we live in that don't even want her to have love from her own child. That is crazy to me. But she overcame that, and she shared moments between her husband, and her son. She also debunked the whack, disgusting lasting narrative that her husband can't go to parks and things like that. And I love that she debunked that. And I love that their last name is Petty, because you guys want to try to be petty towards them, but they're the king and queen of being petty. And so she posted that to debunk that he was on the playground with children and he can be with his son. That's another thing that I love, is that he is very hands-on with his son. A lot of, fathers and black fathers in particular, I hate to say that, but they don't always like to show the image of being extremely hands-on with the kids. And it's amazing to see him be able to be like that with his son. So that's another reason that they're upset too, is that Nicki finally found a man that truly loves her. And not only does he love her, he protects her. And that is what most black women want and need. And that's why a lot of black women hate on Nicki not right now in this very moment, because they hated her for her success and her confidence. And now y'all hate her because she got a man that actually protects her. And the industry hates her husband because he does protect her, because he's not in that industry stuff. And he's able to be behind the scenes but still support and protect Nicki. They don't want nobody to protect her. They don't want nobody to love her, and they don't want nobody to support her, yet she still has it. Okay? So I'm happy she has that, and I continue to pray for their strength in that situation. A lot of these YouTubers and bloggers, they use Nicki's name every single day to build their channel up, but they really truly don't support this woman. It's crazy to me. And another thing that I'm sick of these YouTubers doing is saying, oh, well, Nicki better be careful, and so-and-so is coming for Nicki, Mooseface, Jay-Z is coming for Nicki, and this person's coming for Nicki. Sweetheart, Nicki, and this is what I want all these bloggers and people to understand. Nicki Minaj got to where she got by her own, well, I would say, she's a spiritual person, so obviously God led her, but by her own intellect, her own wisdom, her own discernment. She knows exactly what she's doing. She got to where she got without any of your guys' help, okay? So Horsetooth Armand trying to give her advice on music and this and that. Sweetheart, you are not in her shoes. You probably could never be. She got to where she got by doing what she's doing. She don't need your advice. Same thing with other YouTubers like, oh, Nicki better be careful because so-and-so. Shut it up, please. I'm so sick of hearing that, and I'm sick of fake bloggers that use her pictures and use her every single day in their videos, when in reality they don't truly support her. They just use her because they know that her name is going to bring views and stuff like that. And I'm kind of tired of that. And I think the barbs, y'all really need to stop watching certain people who use Nicki, because they know that you're clicking their video for Nicki, but then they end up talking about Grandma Beyonce and supporting Grandma Beyonce in spite of her mess, and we'll get to that later. And other people that they end up supporting. It's just like, okay, so are you real or are you fake? Y'all don't have to question that with me. It's real over here. So I wanted to talk about that as far as Nicki's family. She is continuing. She's continuing the Gag City tour. And it's only I want to say 4 or 5 more dates, but obviously the tour is being successful. We know that she has the Loci shoe line. So that brings me to my next topic. My next topic is how the internet and TikTok and all these weirdos are so mad that Kelsey, who is a former friend of, a quote-unquote friend, and we use the term friend loosely because we know that community coochie Megan does not have any real friends. She, has no friends. She doesn't support anyone that she claims is her friend. But Kelsey, who thought she was friends with community cooch Meg, is now getting, I'm sorry, because that cooch is community, okay? But Nicki is now using, I guess they're saying that she's using Kelsey, but I don't think it's using. I think what happens is that, she becomes friends with people for a certain reason, but then when you connect and you end up liking a person, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of different. I think originally, obviously, her and Kelsey linked up on some whatever, we don't like this foolish fake girl, she's whack, which I don't think is an issue because people do it to Nicki all the time, but y'all have nothing to say. The double standards are always crazy for that. But Kelsey's now, doing an ad or campaign for the Loci shoes. And I don't see anything wrong with it. Number one, Megan Community Cooch had no loyalty towards Kelsey at all whatsoever. If anything, she backstabbed, betrayed, used, and abused this girl. Yet y'all would, because y'all are bandwagon type of people, y'all have bandwagon follower mindsets, y'all are believing Megan's sympathy wig and not understanding that she has been the snake and culprit the whole time. Megan literally sits and tells y'all she's a snake and y'all still won't believe it because y'all are foolish and don't have no real eyesight. But people are bashing Nicki for allowing Kelsey to do the ad or campaign, and I don't see why. I think Nicki met her and ended up really connecting with her and seeing that Kelsey actually is a real chick, a real type of girl, real recognized real. And she said, you know what, I like this girl. I'm going to put her on the Loci campaign as one of the ambassadors or whatever. And I'm just using that word, but she could just be doing one little campaign. However, I don't see nothing wrong with it. She can use what she wants. Community Cooch is over there being used as a pawn by Mooseface and Grandma Beyonce to try to harm Nicki. And, you know, so many people that she's teamed up with, from Little Kim, Kim Jong-un, Chinese woman, to Cardi B, you know, little mini Joan Rivers. She's linked up with all kind of people that was trying to be a dig towards Nicki, and y'all don't say nothing. But the moment that Nicki does the slightest thing, y'all are on it. And it's really scary, the weird obsession that people have. Like, whoever that girl is on TikTok with the locks, and she's like always bashing God, and I guess she's like an atheist, and she has a hairy chest, and she looks kind of like a mixture between a gorilla and a pit bull. Whoever that girl is, and it's a gay guy on TikTok as well, dark skin with crooked teeth and a little voice that sounds like he wants to be a woman. Those people are just weird. They're just downright weird, and it's like, you can have your opinion, but what is your opinion based in or based on? Like, my opinion is based on truth. I literally assessed the situations, and I saw the biases, and I saw the unfair treatment that Nicki would get for being a black woman that is outspoken, hardworking, honest, and truthful. We live in a place where people don't like the truth. Anyone who speaks truth is shunned, condemned, and put down, but that is starting to come to an end. So we know that everyone is still following this this community coochie Megan, you know, sympathy wig, crybaby type of thing that she does, where she's taking pages out of grandmother Beyonce's book, where she throws stones and hide her hands and is trying to act like she's not doing anything. And that's been working for her. It won't last forever though, because that facade will fall, just like the people who are using her. What Megan doesn't realize is that she is a very, very small piece of this puzzle, where the big wigs, the big dogs, are actually playing chess with one another, but they're using her as a pawn. Nicki is one of the big dogs, baby girl. You would never be considered one of the big dogs. You're just like a little pawn that Moose Nose, in my opinion, is using, and so is now grandmother Beyonce. So she doesn't understand that none of this is going to last. She's been trying to, like, they've been trying to force her down our throat with all these different campaigns and all this sympathy. Everything has still been failing, because this is not an age where the general public is easily fooled anymore, right? There's still some idiots out there, but it's not quite as many, because people are starting to wake up. She did a few different things. Like, she tried to host the VMAs thinking that would be like a stab or jab at Nicki, and it didn't. It had no impact. It came and went, just like everything else. Her album came and went. Her tour, they tried to make that compared to Nicki. It came and went. She is not going to be able to do what they want her to do, no matter how much money they put behind her. And what people need to be upset about is the fact that grandmother Beyonce and Mooseface are or Robot Beyonce, let's call her both. We're going to start calling her both, Robot Beyonce and grandmother. Grandma Robot and Mooseface, they don't realize, like, this is not gonna, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna stick, okay? It's just not gonna happen. But people need to be upset. That's what I was saying. People need to be upset at the fact that they're putting money behind her to try to make her into like this rap girl, this rap, you know, Beyonce or whatever, this rap grandma. and can't nobody convince me Beyonce ain't no grandma. But anyway, They're trying to put all this behind Megan and force her down the general public's throat, but they won't even support Chloe, their actual artist who has real talent, promise, and everything. Chloe's versatile. All her music don't sound the same like Community Coochie Megan. But y'all would rather invest in someone who is one-dimensional and whack and who is a whore versus a young woman who actually has talent. Okay? But Chloe's talent is a threat to Grandma Beyonce, and we'll talk about that in another video. So, moving on from that topic, I do want to also talk about Beyonce and her arrogance. I, like everyone else, I generally and genuinely. I always want to mix those words. But I mean both. Liked Beyonce, but what I liked about her is not even her personality. I liked her talent. I think talented people who work hard are great things, and they deserve to be recognized for that. But like everybody always says, oh, separate the artist from the talent. If I'm separating the artist from the talent, I don't like the person that I see, if that's even a person. I don't like the robot grandma that I see. I see an evil, vile person who likes to play chess and who loves to throw stones and hide her hands. And I see her trying to get involved in something that she really should stop trying to get involved with. Number one, she's been receiving all the backlash, and so has her husband, rightfully so, in my opinion. And I'm kind of tired of people acting like we have to support them just because they're black. Yes, we're black. Yes, I support black excellence, but I support black excellence that's talented and that's also genuine. If a black person is vile, evil, and let's say a criminal, I'm not saying that they're criminals, but I'm just saying, let's say that is a black person. Are we supposed to support them just because they're black? Even though they've harmed people and hurt people and stepped on many people to get to where they are, we supposed to support them because they're black? Because that's what people were doing with people like R. Kelly and Diddy. We were supporting them because they're black and talented, yet we were ignoring all the other vile, disgusting things that they were allegedly doing. So are we doing that with Beyonce now? Because there was a YouTuber that is a really big channel that I like a lot normally, and she was kind of coming in support of Beyonce, and I'm just thinking like, y'all keep trying to get us to support her and ignore the evil things that she allegedly does just because she's Beyonce and because she's a black woman that's successful. So what? There's other black women who are successful who've got to where they've gotten without having to step on people's toes and do some of the things that she has been accused of doing. And I'm tired of her casting her little spell, figuratively or literally speaking, you never know, and making people forget the things that she's doing. Like right now, because of all the backlash and stuff that they're getting, she keeps doing all these different campaigns and Levi and this and that and blase splee, and then her throwing the diamonds in the washer. And other YouTubers are talking about, Grandma Beyonce, she's letting y'all know she doesn't want to be relatable. She doesn't want to be this. She doesn't want to be that. And she's letting y'all know she's shitting on y'all and she rich and blase splee. Yes, she's rich because she has people brainwashed and hypnotized, like a lot of you people who don't have brains. Why would someone who uses our money that we invest in them and give to them, well, how could you ever think that you gonna spit in our face and tell us, I don't want to be relatable to y'all? How? Why? You're a human being, right? You want to act like you came from such hard work and struggle and got to where you got. Why would you not want to be relatable? That to me is someone who has a God complex and who has lost a sense of reality and humbleness about themselves. And one thing we know about God is he is very jealous and he don't like people trying to pretend to be him. And that's whether you believe in him or not, whatever you believe in. As a human being, no matter how much money and wealth you've acquired, you're still just that, a human. Unless you're not that. We don't know what Beyonce is these days because she don't talk to nobody unless you're trying to get some money from you. So how she call you broke but using your money at the same time, and y'all support that? That's not the type of black woman I want to support. I want to support the black women who are self-made, like Nicki Minaj, who work hard, who are also still human beings and still interactive, because Nicki, it supports her people. And I'm not making a comparison between the two. That's just only one of the realest black women in the industry that I can mention, that I can even think of off the top of my head. She has nothing to do with Robot Beyonce. But just making an example, I support someone like Nicki because she has not lost a sense of humanity. She realizes she's still a human. She realizes that she got to where she got because the people she interacts with support her, and she wants y'all to know she see y'all, she love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like Beyonce's approach, and I'm not liking her arrogance and her God complex. So, yeah, we get it. You're rich, you're on top of the world, but so was Diddy. And so was R. Kelly, and so was a lot of these other people, that are also getting a reality check. So that's that. And Beyonce, we see she is now doing the whole country music thing, and I think they saying she's gonna compete with the Country Music Awards this year and everything like that. So that's just another thing for her to like try to take the attention off of, which is fine. I would love to support black women entering into a country space. I do love that conversation. I'm not really feeling the person who's bringing it about. That's just my opinion at this time. But what I will say is, if Taylor Swift is in the category and people like Sabrina Carpenter and others, they're going to win, in my opinion. And I'm not going to give too much of my opinion about who I think should win. But I love me some Taylor. Taylor is another hardworking Sagittarius woman, and she is also the bane of Beyonce's existence. Beyonce cannot stand her because of her success. I think I'm sick and tired of every artist thinking they have to owe their success to Beyonce. Like Adele when she won her Grammy. Taylor Swift won her Grammy, and then someone tried to take that away from her because of Grandma Beyonce. Even big community Coochie Megan got up there and like, I want to thank Beyonce. Like, everyone has to thank her when they get a Grammy or when they get an award, just to kind of not upset her. I wonder why that is. That's just weird to me. So people like Taylor Swift, I'm happy that she can continue to win and, kind of stick it to grandma a little bit. And another black successful woman that sticks it to the grandmother is Rihanna. Riri. Riri definitely sticks it to the girl. And I cannot wait for her to stick it to her some more if Rihanna ever wants to decide to return to music. Okay. Also, I want to correct myself. I said the Country Music Awards. I meant to say the country categories for the Grammys. We know that Mooseface is tied in with the Grammys, and he's desperately trying to get Grandma Beyonce to win even more Grammys, even though she already has, I want to say, like 30 or so of them, which is, no coincidence. But he's trying to get her to get like Album of the Year, stuff like that for Cowboy Carter, and I think that's this whole category that she is going to be in, apparently. And we'll see. Who knows? He might pull some strings. He might have put enough fear, allegedly, into the others to where they might just give it to her as a default. But if they're going based off of what they've gone on in the past, most likely Taylor Swift will win, and I will love it if she does this time around. Call me petty. I don't care. Lastly, definitely last and least, let's talk about Miss Pizza Chin, Bachalita B, Bachalada, Dominicana, not negro, not black, but Dominicana, Latina, the imposter herself, okay, the wannabe herself, the woman of, we call her woman of many faces, but I think today I want to call her Bachalita B. Bachalita B. She has been spotted in the studio. Oh my goodness, groundbreaking. Like, why is this groundbreaking news for a rapper who has been trying to prove to everybody that she's a rapper, which is whatever? Why is that groundbreaking for you to be in the studio? That's like a singer posting a picture in the studio and everybody's like, oh my gosh, so-and-so's in the studio. They're a singer. We should be used to seeing them in the studio. It's like the only time you should be excited, I guess, if they're working on new music, which Bachalita is working on new music, I guess. Or in my opinion, is the music being worked on for her and she's just there being told what to do. That's what it seems like. But she hates the studio. She keeps saying she hates it. Every time she's there, she posts that she's in the studio and then talks about how she hates it. I don't see how a musician, quote unquote, and I use that word very, very loosely when it pertains to her. I don't see how a musician or someone who is like a pro or supposed to be a pro in this music biz and trying to rival people who are professionals, I don't see how that's like how you would hate the studio. Like, it's almost like pulling teeth for her to get in the studio. And I'm not understanding. Recently, she's been talking about having, like, I guess, imposter syndrome of, like, letting the internet get to her and this and that. No, what I think got to you, sweetheart, is I think that your record label boosted you up and made you feel like you were bigger than you were, and it really went to your head when they were giving you all these bots and paying for all these streams allegedly, and having the industry people support you, and it was all fake. You understand? What you build quickly on a lie will fall down very, very hard. You know what I'm saying? The fall from grace can be very, very hard, and it can be like a very rude awakening. And I think that is exactly what Bachalita is going through. Miss Pizza Chin, she's going through the fall of realizing, like, oh my God, I was only this big artist and star because they were paying for me to be that. I didn't get here on hard work, or I didn't build a real fan base by like working my way up and actually having talent. I got here because my label wanted to rival someone else. See, what's happening to her will also happen to Community Coochie Megan. I want y'all to mark my words. She's being boosted up, and Cardi was forced down everyone's throat and made to seem like she was like this big star, and it's starting to fall, and now like the label doesn't have all that money to pay to make her look like what they did, so it's like she's having to really start over in a way, and that's why she's been doing all these PR stunts, and she keeps saying, oh, I'm putting the album out, putting the album out, putting the album out, and it's a struggle for her because she sees, I didn't get here the right way. I didn't get here from actually being destined for this rap thing. I got here because I was used as a pawn in a bigger game against a woman who is a real queen. I've been used as a pawn, right? You see how small you are in the grand scheme of things when you realize that the labels and the execs are using you as a pawn for their own agenda. And once they're done with you, they chew you up and they spit you out and they let you fend for yourself, which is what now is starting to happen to Bachalita B. And that will also happen to Megan. Once Mooseface and Grandma Beyonce are done with her and done using her, they will discard her like the dirty used tampon like that she is, okay? Right now she's up Grandma Beyonce's cooch, and she's up, Jay-Z the Moose's hole. She doesn't understand that they're just using her and they're going to discard her, like they do everyone else. Sweetie, you're not that important. And that's what these girls got to realize. They're never going to be as important as Nicki Minaj, But in time, they will see. Like Nicki said, they'll see it in time. Tell these bees, get a stick. I'm done leading the blind, okay? So, guys, that's all I have for this video. This was a longer video. A lot of people kept saying, do longer videos. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. It's hard to upload and do longer videos, but I'm trying. Here it is. Comment down below, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, y'all. We trying to go up, and I'm trying to be consistent. Give me something to boost my energy so that I can keep going. If y'all like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, then I'll keep uploading, okay? Bye bye.